So, as you guys know, FIFA 17 is out and the biggest thing right now is the journey. Even career mode is not as big as the journey. Everybody is playing the journey. I mean, I'm playing it as United right now. I've been live streaming it. If you guys have been watching that, well then, yeah, kudos. But anyways, the journey is the biggest thing right now. But there's one thing about the journey that I'm not understanding. Everybody makes the same decisions. Everyone's being cool. Everyone's being simple. What actually happens to Alex Hunter if you make some of the biggest and rigid decisions ever? And that's what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be breaking down the journey and testing Alex Hunter with a couple of different myths to see what actually happens to him and what actually happens to the rest of the game mode as we choose a lot of different actions. That's right, basically we're putting Alex Hunter to the test, we're giving him a couple of myths and we're going to try and debunk all these myths. I went to Twitter, I asked you guys to give me a couple of myths, I've gone to test them and now I'm giving you guys my result. Is it a myth or is it actually confirmed in the game? Now of course if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like right now, smash that like button. We're going for 1,000+ likes again for me to debunk all these myths, putting all this work in, putting this effort in. You want to smash that like, and of course if you're new to my channel, click that subscribe button to never miss any the journey videos or anything else FIFA wise. Like, why did I have to make that so obvious? So the first myth is a very simple one. As you guys know, if you've played the journey or if you haven't played the journey, before you can actually progress in the journey, after you do the whole thing as a little kid, Alex Hunter has to pass his exit trials. Before he can even become a proper footballer, he has to pass his exit trials. And you know what? You have to finish in the top 10. So if you finish in the top 10, you get to move on to a big club, any club you want in the Premier League. But what happens if he doesn't finish in the top 10? What happens if he finishes last or 28th or 27th? I have to test this out. So I've gone into the game and I've actually played so bad, I failed all the skill games, I did so shit in the practice match, and now I've actually become 28th, and here's what happens.
Hunter. You know, this game, lad, is a tough business. You gotta know how to deal with pressure. And out there today, you just didn't perform. I'm sorry, son. We gotta let you go.
So the myth was Alex Hunter will still find the club if he doesn't make it in the top 10 of the exit trials. But that is so wrong, because if you don't make it in the top 10 of the exit trials, the game actually makes you restart everything. You have the choice to start again or to quit the journey totally. You can't move forward. So if you don't make it in the top 10, goodbye to the journey, or you have to restart the whole game once again. You gotta do it as a kid, you gotta go to the exit trials, and you gotta play it from the start again until you become in the top 10. So that myth has definitely been broken. You do not get to move into a club unless you become in the top 10 of the exit trials, whereas a lot of people thought that, you know what, even if you don't get in the top 10, you can still move forward. So yeah, make sure you get in the top 10. Myth number 2, when Alex Hunter gets sent off in the journey, he actually has to do a post-match interview where he talks about where he gets sent off and how shit he played because he played terrible. But now in the real game, in the full game, when Alex Hunter gets sent off, does he do a post-match interview every single time? And that is wrong. As you guys can see, every time Alex Hunter gets a red card, it doesn't mean he's gonna have to do a post-match interview. I got a red card here, I didn't have to do an interview, the game just carried on as normal. I got a shit rating, a red card came, and that was the end of the story. But I'm guessing if you're gonna be playing big matches, Real Madrid or against big teams and stuff like that, if you get a red card, you are going to have to do a post-match interview, but not like the demo where you had to do it, even if you just got a red card in the normal match. But in the full game, you don't have to do a post-match interview every single time you get a red card. Now for the third myth, this is one that I've actually been very curious about, and I'm so happy I got to do it. But I was so curious about what happens if every single time Alex Hunter picked the fiery option. Like, what would actually happen if he was speaking route to his teammates, speaking route to his manager, speaking route to his coach? I mean, what would actually happen if he picks the fiery option every single time?
Real Madrid, mate.
I know, man. I still can't believe it.
We did alright out there, didn't we, mate?
Oh, they definitely know who we are now. They're probably gonna want to buy us. I'm buying too. PSG as well. Maybe they'll start a bidding war.
Yeah, for me. You just be, make weight.
Yeah. In your dreams. Tell you what blows my mind though. One day we're playing in some puddles in Clapham. Next, we're strutting it against Los Blancos in front of tens of thousands of Yanks.
Better get used to it, bruv. We're in the big time now. With our main man up front out till who knows when, me and you, we're gonna take those Prem defences to the cleaners. You set them up, I'll put them away.
Or I'll set them up and put them away.
Real team player.
Golden Boot contender, fam.
Contenders, fam.
Your confidence is admirable, but your maths, not quite so much.
You what, Toro?
By my calculations, only one of our first choice strikers is currently injured. And 2 into 1 do not go.
Obviously, I should be starting.
Yeah, man. If we want to lose.
So picking fiery all through the game means that your fiery bar goes to the very end and literally you're not cool at all. And what happens is that you actually have an argument at the end with Gareth Walker. You guys like fall downs and you don't talk to each other because you're just being so rude to him every single time. And I don't know what actually happens because you can't play further than that in the game right now. But I'm guessing if you continue to pick the fiery option, you're probably going to lose followers on Twitter. You won't have many followers. A lot of your teammates will hate you. You will have no friends. And basically you just be the loner. But you might still be a good player, but you'll be a loner because right now he picked the fiery option all the time. He spoke with his best friend Gareth Walker and now they're arguing straight away, as you guys can see. So I'm guessing picking the fiery option is not the best option all the time, just like it will be pretty much a bad option if you picked cool every single time as well. Whoa, there's just a sock right there. I just realized. Myth number 4, does Alex Hunter get to pick a different agent if he picks the fiery option at the start? And basically, no. Even if you pick the rude option at the start and you speak to your agent very rudely and tell him to fuck off, you're still going to get to go to a club. He's still going to be nice to you. He's still going to sign it on because basically he just wants the moolah. So it doesn't really matter what you say to the agent. You have only one agent in the whole game mode. You cannot pick another agent.
There he is, my #1 client.
Bet you say that to all the players on your books.
Well, that, young man, is where you'd be wrong.
Come on, tell him.
Tell me what?
As soon as you signed with me, I started putting out the feelers. Seems like you've been making quite the impression.
Well, you got me an offer?
1 or 2.
So that myth or question as we debunked, nothing really changes if you pick a fiery option when you're speaking to the manager at the start. Now finally, for the 5th and biggest myth or question about the journey, what happens to Alex Hunter if he gets less than a 1.1, like a 1 rating in a match? And basically this is the funniest one ever because I wasn't expecting anything too different, but if you get less than a 1 rating or a 1.1 rating in a match in the journey, basically nothing happens. You just lose a couple of followers on Twitter, but nothing happens. The manager doesn't give a speech. You don't even go to a post-match interview. But in this clip, you guys are going to see something very, very funny.
Here as the final whistle goes for Real Madrid. Well, I'm not sure what they'll make of this final pre-season game. We know the result isn't important, but they have lost. And Alex Hunter did get some time. What did you think of him?
A bit disappointing. I think he'll feel that way. He had a chance to impress the manager on the eve of the new season and probably didn't do enough.
Final pre-season game and off to a winning start.
Sí, hemos empezado bien. Es una temporada larga, pero siempre es bueno empezar con una victoria.
Do you think the injury had a big impact on the game?
Sí, tuvo mucho, pero Alex Hunter tuvo la oportunidad de entrar y ha hecho un buen partido.
Now as you guys could see, even though Alex Hunter played terrible and got a 1.1 rating in the match and scored 5 on goals, James Rodriguez still said he played amazing in the post-match interview. So that means that cutscene is just like, it doesn't change. No matter what you do, if you played brilliantly, if you played shit, the same cutscene happens. Even though he played terrible, scored 5 on goals, James Rodriguez still said, oh, he's a great player, he played very, very good. So yeah, that myth, even though it's debunked, I think it's a very, very stupid thing he have done. Why not make it, you know, responsive? If he plays terrible, the interview should say, yeah, he was a shit player today, he needs to improve. And if he played great, then of course this post-interview makes sense. But anyways, that's it for me today, guys. Those are the top 5 myths about the journey so far, or questions about the journey. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you have any questions that you want me to try out, I can test it out in the future. I mean, I'm really thinking, what happens if he picks the balanced one every time? If he picks cool every time, what happens? Does he lose more followers on Twitter? Because he seems to lose a lot of followers on Twitter if he picks the fiery option and he plays very, very bad. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. 5 myths have now been debunked. But that's it for me. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. 3, 2, 1. Take a look at this squad. Look at this cheap BPL, absolute amazing squad. 180 rated. We've got Caballero in there. I mean, the guy is an absolute tank. This guy is so sick. I mean, what else do you want from me? He's like, I packed him. He's not that expensive, and you know what? He will save some goals for you.